basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school but not learn too much, cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. Months go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. Years go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime.
I feel like your setup is
Hi, everybody.
different than
No, the chat box isn't pulling through CloudBot. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, we'll
You're
be
saying
starting
where's
in
the
just a minute or so.
button?
I'm just trying to fix a couple things, and we'll go from there. I don't know. Maybe I have the wrong widget URL. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Now it's working.
Thank you.
Yeah, some
Had to
people
get that
type in
one out
chat,
before the
by the way. If you don't mind, type, because I need to see if this works. And by the way, let us know where you're all coming in from before we get started. Live chat. The thumbnail? Yeah, I mean, 3005 sent it to us, so if that's what you're talking about.
I know there's a thread on teams who've climbed the reef, but how many have done it now? It's like more than 5.
Something like that.
I mean,
I was thinking about that.
I felt agree, yeah.
Do you think it's got to be just the strength of the motors for the most part, right? Like 2011 had posts sticking out into the field, but I never remember a team getting hung up on and getting, climbing it. So
yeah, but there's never a reason
motors now are so powerful.
There's never a reason to put anything out by those posts in 2011. Or you talking about on the where you place the grid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the mini bot posts.
No, yeah, that would be.
No,
something.
they climbed those.
Okay, hear me out. Actually, this would be kind of a cool end game. Is that you actually have to like grab onto that post instead and like somehow elevate yourself up a certain amount.
Nah, too easy.
That and also might be a little like stripper pole-ish too. So,
yeah,
so maybe not on that. Okay. All right, I think I'm good. Let me double check. With that said, today is March 4th, right? Awesome.
Still? I feel like it's been March 4th all day.
I know. My God.
That's a good point.
Hey, my Mondays and Tuesdays right now are like 16-hour days, so I don't even know what time it is most of the time right now. It should settle down after week 2. Week 2 is going to be rough too. After that, it should be okay. All right, let's see. That looks good. Is it legal to climb on the reef? Yes, you get a level 6 climb. So
Yeah, it's actually a ranking point. You get
They call it the secret endgame for a reason.
Yeah.
Right.
It's what they're gonna do to fix the game once we fill the reef.
Yeah.
There we go. Now I know what I forgot. Now I'm good. Okay. Everybody ready to get started? I know you're all waiting on me anyways, but all right, I'm gonna hit record. Check. All right, in 3, 2. Welcome to the FRC Top 25 for Week 1 of the 2025 REEFSCAPE season. We're so happy to have you here, and Week 1 is coming in strong with the debut of the first batch of 25 teams who fought hard to earn your votes. We'll count down the top 25, debut our clips of the week, have some healthy debate, talk about our top 50 shutouts, some snubs as well too. Let's dive in for the first FRC Top 25 of REEFSCAPE. This video on fun is brought to you by our viewers, supporters, members, and also in partnership with the following. AndyMark provides superior service with the reliability that teams expect. Check out their sport gearbox and ratchet sport options to their tried and true compliant wheels used by teams all over the world. From mechanical and electrical products to tools and hardware, head on over to andymark.com for your one-stop shop of high quality and affordable solutions. Build your alliance with so many other FIRST alumni who go to Kettering University. Every student at Kettering experiences their cutting-edge co-op programs that seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds. Kettering co-ops are a fully immersive working experience at the leading edge of industry. Head on over to kettering.edu/first to learn more about their incredible programs and to get more information. Welcome to the FRC Top 25 for Week 1 of REEFSCAPE's for Fun Robotics Network. I'm Tyler Olds.
I'm Ari McMahon.
I'm Ryan Swanson.
And I'm Justin Montoy. So the Week 1 of REEFSCAPE is in the book. Does anybody want to share what they saw, their initial impressions? We can kind of go around the horn here and maybe share a cool fact or something cool we saw Week 1.
Yeah, I think Week 1 was really interesting this year. I think there were a lot of unanswered questions coming into it, and seeing a lot of the strategies play out that teams took and seeing how good teams really were and how not good some teams were was really where we set the bar. And I think it was really interesting to see what was happening there, and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we don't compete until week 5 this year, so I figured I wanted to get up to a week 1 event. So we took half of our team, kind of our student leadership. We went up to the Lake Superior and Northern Lights Regional in Duluth, and I was blown away. The floor was higher than I ever remember it being, and the ceiling, granted, we had a lot of teams coming in from out of state, but ceiling was higher than I've seen at that event in a long time. It was very high-level play.
Week 5, that's crazy. I thought week 3 was late.
We're doing week 5 and week 6, and I hate it.
Hey, regional teams. All right. Hey, I was out at Kettering 1 this weekend. It was great to get out there. By the way, for those who don't know, I'm only going to be at a couple FRC events this year. We got so many awesome correspondents now that are all around the world. So hopefully you've been watching somewhere behind the bumpers. So it was really cool to get out to Kettering 1 and get out to the event right away and see the action. And minus the couple hours of delay due to some FMS issues, we got going and the rest of the event worked really, really well. So it was cool. I mean, yeah, the level of competition is really cool. This game, in some matches where there's nothing happening, sure, it can be really boring, but it was really just cool to see so many robots up and going. By the way, big shout out to 2017 Rush, who talked to for a while. They had a couple rookie teams there who pretty much just showed up with a box of parts, and they helped get both those teams going and inspected before the event and first match started. I thought that was really, really cool. So shout out to them.
Yeah, those stories that kind of pepper FRC throughout the years are really what makes this program so special. So for me on 3015, we leave for Montreal tomorrow, so we're looking forward to that. But the events that I saw, I want to echo what everyone said. The participation from the vast majority of teams has been awesome. Even if it's a few coral here or there, really can be a huge boon to an alliance's progress to the ranking point. The climbing has been really exciting. Actually, Ryan, I think it was I don't know which Minnesota regional, but they had all 6 robots hanging in the finals. That was awesome.
Finals 2, Lake Superior.
That was absolutely awesome to see. So I love the game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play, and I'm excited to see how it progresses throughout the season.
So before we get into the FRC Top 25 this week, let's just go over a couple things, especially if you're joining us for the first time on this. So our rankings are based on, your votes for things. So on here, it's all based on that. We're going to give, of course, our opinions and read off a bit more about the teams, but it is based on what your votes are and what they come in for that. So thank you to everybody who voted. Don't forget that voting is only open for about 24 hours. It opens on Sunday by 5 p.m. Eastern, sometimes a little bit earlier, and then it closes Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern as well, too. With that said, still over 500 of you voted, so thank you so much for all that. We're always delighted to see so many areas from all across the world do that as well, too. You're going to see a couple stats on screen as well from our friends at statbotics.io, which make sure you go and get all those awesome stats out there, especially something called EPA, or expected points added, which I finally got right for once, what that actually means. And then also from our friends at the Blue Alliance, you're going to see a lot of different clips coming from there. A lot of us, when we do our research, we go to TBA as well, too. So make sure you go to bluealliance.com to get all that research as well. So we'll count down the top 25. We're all going to rotate through. We'll add some extra commentary with that as well. As I mentioned before, we're going to stop, take a couple breaks, do some giveaways as well. So if you're watching live, make sure you're ready for a keyword that pops up on screen. If you're subscribed to Fun's YouTube channel, you're going to get 3 times luck to win. So click that subscribe button, absolutely free to do. And we appreciate everybody's support with that. So before we jump into top 25, anybody else want to go through anything, or are we good to go?
Good to go.
Let's do it.
Good. All right, I guess that starts with me. In the 25th spot, I've got team 4415 from Cerritos, California, Valley Christian High School. It's Epic Robots, 14-1 overall, and we're the winners of the Orange County Regional. So throughout the qualification matches, Epic Robots put up some really strong performances, finishing with 14 wins, only one loss, to earn on the 2 seed out of the 47 teams competing. In the playoffs, they were the captains of the number 2 alliance and partnered with 69.95 and 88.71. The teams were consistent at scoring core on multiple levels of the reef, climbing the deep cage in the end game, helping them to power through the bracket and take the regional win. They also took home the quality award for their blow-up machine. So congrats to Epic Robots and their big weekend at Orange County, and you can catch them again next at the Arizona East Regional. Good luck to 4415 Epic Robots. So this was a new team for me. I hadn't heard of Epic Robots before.
I've had a chance to see them
I
at
think
a
it's so
couple events
exciting.
in the previous years, but yeah, definitely really cool to see. I think a new team on the top 25. I don't know if they've been on before, at least I don't think recently, at least. So congrats to them.
Yeah,
for
always
sure.
good to see a new team out of California too. I mean, there's so many top names in California. It's so cool to see someone that I don't recognize.
Let's go into our 24th spot up here, and it's going to be our friends coming in from Israel. It's 1574 Mizkar from Mizgab, Israel and Mizgab High School. 12-4-0 as they competed at the ISR2 district event, where they were the number 3 alliance captain and made it to match 12. 1574 continues to be a top contender in Israel, sporting a funnel station intake into a very front-facing delivery mech that has an elevator and a linear slide. 1574 is able to easily reach level 4, and they had an unfortunate beaching and tip over on some LG in playoff match 8, which dropped them down. But overall, 2 things that 1574 can improve upon, I think, to take them to the finals in their next event is their auto consistency and see if they get coral maybe a little bit quicker as it takes a moment for it to settle down when intaking through that ramp on the coral station. You'll see them compete in just a few days at ISR3, where they're hoping for a big performance to secure their spot at DCMP. So good luck to 1574 Mizkar, a team that we've seen on here for many, many years. Let's go into number 23, Ari.
Sure thing. Bringing the electricity to the number 23 spot, we have Team 5409 Chargers from Oakville, Ontario, Canada, and Garth Webb Secondary School. They are currently ranked number 2 in the Ontario district. They were the first pick and winners of the Newmarket district event this weekend. With a record of 15-2-0, their pass-through elevator and coral shooter consistently find the reef. Despite only doing coral, this team has demonstrated their upper echelon ability to quickly cycle from the human player station, even while defended. Sporting a 3L4 coral auto, 5409 has crept up as a force to be reckoned with in the Ontario district over the last few years, and this seems to be their best showing yet. We'll see them next in Week 4 at the North Bay District event. Good luck, 5409.
I really loved their robot last year as well. They were the one that was just doing the amp and the climb, right? And to me, that had all the magic makings of a really cool strategy. They got to, I think, division finals at Ontario champs last year as well, too. And this robot really just continuing, I think, some of that greatness that Chargers has as well, too. So great to see them doing, just having this continued success.
Yeah,
absolutely. Love the
it was nice to
strategic
see them-
choices they made.
Sorry, Ari. It was nice to see them pick up a win again. I don't know if you guys remember their 2022 robot was very, very good. They won three district events that year, so it's nice to see them get back to their winning ways this year.
All right, we'll keep things going then with number 22. Coming in at number 22 from Arlington Heights, Illinois, it's Hall of Fame team Wild Sting. Team 111 is sporting a unique 2-stage sideways elevator. Wild Sting has equipped their robot this year with a coral mechanism on one side and an algae mechanism on the other side, allowing them to efficiently handle both game pieces at the same time. This ability enables them to run super cycles that they're just scratching the surface of in terms of execution and efficiency. Wild Sting has proven that they can play the entire game effectively, and with their software continuing to get refined, they still have tons of room to grow this season. At the Northern Lights Regional, they ranked second after quals and captained the number 2 seed all the way to victory alongside their alliance partners 2240 and 5253. With a record of 13-1 so far in 2025, they've set themselves up as a top contender heading into the Midwest Regional in Week 5. I'm expecting Wild Sting to bring the heat as they look to add another banner to their collection at Midwest. And, I got to see this robot in person, and it really is just scratching the surface. They're already cooking. I think they were doing 13 to 15 cycles, but they have a lot of room for improvement, and it's scary that they've already got a blue banner under their belt.
Yeah, they were an Open Alliance team that I watched or tracked all season long, so it was nice to see the robot, graduate from Chief Delphi and onto the real field and perform so well.
Ryan, in your opinion, from watching Wild Sting, is 22 a good spot for them? Would you have them up a little bit higher? Where would they be in your opinion?
I think all the teams from the Duluth events, the Minnesota events this year, are kind of underranked. I think there are a number that should be moved up. Granted, I think Wild Sting is going to be, when they get dialed in, they'll be a top 10 team. It wouldn't shock me if they're a top 10 team in our final run at the end of the year.
Yeah, like you said, their ability to do I really like the term super cycles, but I think that's going to set a lot of teams apart this year, and they certainly have the ceiling for it.
All right, good deal. We're going to keep it moving here. In the 21st spot, I've got team 6328 from Littleton, Massachusetts. It's Mechanical Advantage, 14-5 overall, and we're the winners, the Granite State District event. So Mechanical Advantage put together a solid run in qualifications, finishing third overall with a 14-5 record. Their ability to quickly align to the reef using their vision system and remove algae with ease helped them stay efficient through all of their matches. In the playoffs, they joined the number one alliance as the first pick, partnering with 3467, Wyndham Windup, and 9443. Their alliance executed a well-coordinated strategy with Mechanical Advantage and Wyndham focusing on attacking the reef with coral, and 9443 playing some effective defense, shutting down their opponents and giving their alliance the edge. Their teamwork carried them through the eliminations, securing the district event win. Mechanical Advantage also picked up the District Engineering Inspiration Award, which is awesome. So congrats to them on a great weekend, and you can catch them next at the UNH district event. Good luck to 6328 Mechanical Advantage.
For me, this is another team that they're ranked maybe appropriately here for now, but long term, they're going to be climbing the rankings. They're going to be one that they'll be a contender for Einstein, a contender for the number one seed on their field. They have a lot going for them.
I think this is
I think
3 years in a row, right?
Starting out. This will be 4.
This would be 4.
If they made it
We're
on,
going
it'd be
for
4.
4. Yeah. Yeah. I think they're starting out the season a little low. I think that this build season and kind of this event were a little rocky in terms of what we're used to for Mechanical Advantage, but this game is so vision-based and so programming-based that we know that by the time we get to the district championship level, they're going to take off. So I'm excited to see where they go. Little scary of a start for them, but again, I trust them. We're going to see what happens. Trust the process.
I heard a really cool stat from them. I don't know if they've shared it publicly yet. I don't know if I should, but I'm going to anyway. They were in autonomous more often than they were in driver control.
Wow.
Which is outrageous. I didn't think it could be done in FRC, but if there's a team who can do it, it doesn't shock me that it's them.
Absolutely.
Just as a side note, I would not be. I just had this conversation with somebody. I would not be surprised in 5-6 years if autonomous mode gets extended quite a bit and we start to see way more options for that, or something else that allows way more autonomous control, because so many of these teams we're starting to just see that out of.
Yeah, with the new control system too, even more vision support. We'll see.
It will be interesting. We've already talked about a few teams that were like, yeah, they're going to keep on, inching up those rankings. I don't know at the very, in the final top 25, I don't know how much separation there is going to be between certain teams. I do feel like there's going to be a pretty steep curve. Everyone's going to kind of get to that same point, and I just don't know what's going to truly separate teams at the end of the day, but it'll definitely be interesting to see.
Let's jump into our 20th ranked team that's going to be coming in from Shoham, Israel, and Shoham School. It is Onyx Tronics. Love this reveal video, by the way. 14-5-0, and we're the winners of the ISR 2 event. 2231 and the robot Rico are back again, and this team has really been on track to kind of be back on the rise. I mean, last year they had a great performance. This year looking really good as well too. And Onyx Tronic features a really cool 180 plus degree dual algae and coral arm for intake and delivery, allowing for a very consistent 3 coral auto. Also the ability to shoot algae into the net. This is really a complete team overall. Their coral station intake may be a little susceptible to some defense just based on the size of it. I was watching a couple of their matches. It looked like if they got hit maybe just right, they could get out of space, but they're able to acquire things so fast. they really hasn't slowed them down so far. So this is definitely a team you need to keep paying attention to. Looking really good out of Israel. It's 22-31 Onyx Tronics. The competition play from Israel, I mean, we can't kind of keep talking about this for so many years, but the one thing I love even more is that it's not just a couple teams now from Israel that are doing well. We're just starting to see so many really come out of the board, especially like one of the teams we'll be talking about later, who in the past hasn't had like necessarily a notable robot. They've been notable for other things. It's like, wow, we're just starting to see so much more come out of that. I don't know. I have to ask you guys, do you think we got a little spoiled by ISR 1 in terms of competition play compared to, like, are we going to see competition play like that until, well, maybe ISR 3, but like, in non-Israeli events, is there a level of competition we're going to see for that for maybe another week or so?
Yeah, I think ISR kind of freaked us all out. I mean,
Right?
like the fact that we're talking about REEFSCAPE as like one of the hardest FRC games ever, and then in the first playoff match, 1690 completely fills L2 through 4 of the Reef. I do think that spoiled us and a little bit of what strategies teams were running week 1, but I don't know when we'll get there. I don't know if some regions will ever get there, but ISR is just on a different level this year, and I'm very excited about it.
In my Funalysis video, the way I described it is pretty much take Orbit out of the equation, and that was a comparable event to a lot of other events that played in week 1. But when you've got a world champion doing 23 game pieces in a match, it skews everything, right? You can't take anything away from that happening because only they can do that right now.
And I just want to quickly hit on the point that Tower had mentioned. We saw in Ontario districts first, and I think now we're seeing it in Israel. When you have one or two really powerhouse teams like Symbotics and OP, and we've got Orbit in Israel. If you're in those districts and you're constantly seeing those teams, those powerhouse teams have a tendency to bring up those around them. Look how many super competitive teams are in Ontario now, and I think it's a direct result of the district system and having some real powerhouse teams in your district to pull the teams up, have someone to keep chasing. I think that does breed a lot of competition, and I think some of the other districts that have been around for a little bit but aren't quite getting to that level yet, it's because they don't have that kingmaker yet. But I think that eventually we're going to start to see that more and more.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're heating up now in our top 20. In the number 19 spot, it's Hall of Fame Team 67, the Hot Team. From Commerce Township, Michigan, and Huron Valley Schools, with a record of 15-3-0. They were the first pick and winners of FIM's Milford District, taking home winner and the Autonomous Award. Sporting a 3.5 L4 Coral Auto and a Millennium Falcon-style utility arm, 67 was a dominant force this weekend in Michigan. Their ability to remove algae and take it straight to the net earned them the win in many of their qual matches, Ryan, with those super cycles. Their ability to align with the Reef consistently earned them the Coral RP in 3 of their matches. 67 competes next at the Sailing District, where we'll see if they stay hot in week 4. Again, just a team with so much more of a ceiling to go to. I really love this robot. I think that this is low for them. I think that they have a lot of potential in that robot, and they played so well this weekend at Michigan. I am very excited to see where they go, and just one of those teams that their cycles are going to get so much more efficient as the week goes on.
Yeah, they had a couple early exits last year at MSC and at championships. So this is a team I think that's very hungry to want to continue. They did very well at districts last year with 2 district wins. But, if I was that caliber of that and you get knocked out there, it's like, man, I just want to come out of the gates firing right away. And 67 has definitely done that and continued their excellence so far. So great to see them doing so well.
They have one of the archetypes that I looked at, and I'm like, I'm kicking myself a little bit because we didn't do that. It's a really, really cool robot. All right, next up at 18, we have a team with one of the best social media presences in FRC, and that's Super Nerds, Team 3255 out of Escondido, California. With a pass-through elevator and well-packaged coral and algae intakes, 3255 plays REEFSCAPE very efficiently with super cycles that grab algae from the reef, and while in the process of scoring coral to all levels. 3255's auto could use a little bit of refinement, but it looks well on its way to becoming an effective three-piece. 3255 won the Hueneme Port Regional alongside their partners 44-14 and 95-99. Despite an upset loss to the 8 seed, the Super Nerds and High Tide would go undefeated the rest of the way in playoffs to avoid the upset. We'll see 3255 at the San Diego Regional in Week 4, as well as the World Championship later this season. Congrats to the Super Nerds on a fantastic start. And I will say, I love those California regionals being on a Sunday. Get done with the local events or get done with the event you're watching on a Saturday and then pick them up in the playoffs is a lot of fun, and always seeing high levels of play out in California as well.
Just to say, I appreciate watching events on Sunday. I don't like attending events on Sunday though. So it is nice to be done by that. I totally get the, like, you know, not everybody can take vacation and stuff, but man, Sunday events really drain you if you're trying to get back to work the next day. So I love watching them. I'm glad that they exist. I'm glad that most events I go to don't take place then.
Anyway, 3255, great team that didn't make championships last year. Definitely another one of those teams that's hungry for something. Posting the video with 22 cycles earlier this year. Again, throwing us all kind of off our game, but absolutely capitalizing it on at this event and being that team that got picked by High Tide and, you know, eventually went on to win it. You know, it's fantastic. I'm really excited for them.
Just want to elaborate a little bit on what Ryan said too in terms of social media. 3255 has done a phenomenal job in terms of short form media content out there, right? And one of the things when you create short form media is what you're doing is you're reaching millions of people outside of what FIRST is. So when you look at like content type things, and I'm going to get a little marketing nerd out on you here for a second, but your long form content, like what you're watching right now in FRC Top 25, this is going to be stuff that typically hits people that are your subscribers, that are a core audience for things, right? Short form content, like what Super Nerds are so incredible at doing, is really, really inspirational. And honestly, something that, other than FIRST liking all their Instagram posts, should probably do a bit more to recognize teams like this who are reaching millions. I mean, literally tens of millions out there who have not been exposed to these programs for things. That's what short form media content's really good for. And I think Super Nerds has been one of the best at really exhibiting how awesome you can be with short form content and reaching out through these vertical type videos. So congrats to them on everything they've accomplished, both from an inspiration standpoint and also, of course, robot wise and how they've been doing too.
All right. Moving on. In the 17th spot, I've got Team 190 from Worcester, Massachusetts. WPI, it's Gampe and the Herd, 14-3 overall, and were the winners of the Southern Maine District event. Throughout qualification matches, Team 190 showcased their prowess, achieving 9 wins and 3 losses, securing the second rank among the 30 teams. This is crazy. Their 3 losses all came at the hands of 6329, whom they played with 1 time and against them 3 times. It just seemed like a very strange and very unfortunate match schedule for 190, having to go against one of the best teams in the world right now. So in the playoffs, they were able to join up with the Bucks were at 63-29 as well as 45-64. The Alliance executed well-coordinated strategies in 190. And 63-29 focusing on attacking the reef, scoring coral all over the place, while 45-64 played some effective defense. Their combined efforts led them to clinch the district event win. Additionally, Team 190 picked up the Industrial Design Award. So congrats to Gampe and the Herd on their great performance in Southern Maine. And you can catch them again at URI district event. So I don't know, Tyler, I don't know what year it was. I feel like 2007-ish era, there was like a death by match schedule where you got stuck in these weird cycles where you just played the same teams. You'd see them like 5 out of your 7 matches.
Right.
It seemed like that's what happened here a little bit. Really kind of an unfortunate situation for 190.
So I'll add on to that. So Roundup host Connor was also in this event on 166 and lost in the finals of this as well too. And I just remember he texted me a few days ago, and I'll paraphrase a little bit, that his team got matched up 3 times against Bucks Wrath and only played with them once. And there may have been some wow, why, what luck, for stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's how many teams were at this event?
just 30, so it's pretty small.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's just unfortunately what's going to happen with events like that. I mean, imagine being in South Carolina. I feel like you're going to play the same team 8 times in a row.
Yeah,
So
right.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think it's gotten better over the years, right? The way that's been compared
Yeah.
to how it was, 15, 20 years ago and stuff like that. But smaller events, that's just kind of bound to happen.
For sure.
Yeah, very psyched to see 190 on here. Their trajectory from 2023 to 2025 has just been absolutely
Yes.
insane. 2023, they fielded a robot that didn't really work for the entire season. They ended up playing defense in a lot of matches in 2023. In 2024, they built a really pretty good robot. It was very competitive. They made Einstein as a 4th robot, and they were absolutely psyched about it. This year, they come out of the gate storming, win week 0 definitively, and have just kept on going from there. I love this robot. I love the dynamic that their team has this year, and I can't wait to see them do really well.
Yeah, I was excited to see them on the list too, because from when my early days in FRC, like they were one of the best teams in the world. 2007 world champs. So it's definitely good to see them back on the list.
Yeah, congratulations to 190 and good luck for the rest of your season as well too. I'm sure we'll see you back here again. Let's move on to our number 16 team. Well, Buzz, they're from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. And, coming in from Notre Dame Preparatory, it's 33, or as mentor and fun correspondent Nick Jr. has called them an FRC roundup, Team 33, the Killer Bees. Love you, Nick. So 15-2-0 on the season. They were the winners of the Ferndale District event. Overall, this is a phenomenal machine that they've created so far. They haven't won a banner since 2022, which I think is nuts, but they've gone really close. But this year, other years, they've looked a little shaky out of the gate. This year, looking really good so far in there. So they've been, strong contenders every event, but I think really these are locks now for everything. I love their deep climb as the robot drops down to climb quite fast, and pairing up with the Robo Jackets, they made really quick work in the playoffs with an average win differential of nearly 50 points. And really, if you took out the one match where they won by 4 points, it'd be over 60 on there. So, really consistent 3-coral auto, quick intake and net scoring ability. 33 really makes everybody feel like Nicolas Cage, it's the bees. So, and if you're against them at Troy, MSC and beyond, you better watch out. So congrats to 33 or, 33 to Killer Bees. Congratulations on a great start to your season so far.
Yeah, with so many events going on, I haven't actually even had a chance to watch a single one of their matches, which I feel bad about. But I'm excited to watch their matches and learn some strategies that they implemented from this past weekend.
This robot is such a 33 robot. It's wacky in a way that mechanically just makes sense. I would never build this robot, but I am so glad they did. The way that it folds down in order to climb is just so weird and wonderful, and I can't wait to see it in person.
That's what I was going to say. All right, you want to design a robot to break itself in half pretty much to climb?
Well, hopefully not. I don't know.
Same.
I mean, a really cool machine overall for that. Hey, we've reached number 16, and before we get to 15, we got a couple things to do. We have some giveaway to start out. We're going to be talking about our snubs as well, too. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit more about our friends here at AndyMark. So AndyMark right now, by the way, make sure you go to their website. They have their 25% off spring forward with savings sale going on right now. So this is going on throughout the entire month of March on here with promo code SPRING425. Just go right to their website. You'll see as well. You can pick up these awesome compliant wheels. So many more things that we see first teams using as well, too. And AndyMark really is your place to go for knowledge. So many of those who work for AndyMark are first alumni and bring some amazing experience to provide you with great service as well, too. So not only is it your one-stop shop, but you're going to get knowledgeable people and great service to go with it as well, too. So go ahead to andymark.com and, of course, start with that promo code up and get yourself some great savings. Let's also do a giveaway from our friends at AndyMark as well, too. This is for the programmable servos, the speed ones. Innovate is your keyword. Type that in chat right now, by the way. And if you do get a chance to win. We'll draw from that after number 6 on there. So it'll be a little bit of time that you have. Don't forget, if you're a YouTube subscriber, you're going to get 3 times luck to win as well. These are adjustable metal geared servos that are perfect for use in robot mechanisms. Servos can be programmed to include angular limits as well as continuous rotation mode, making them highly adaptable. And overall, these servos are designed to fuse many ease of use features into one package. The built-in mounting tabs feature a 10x32 standard holes on a half-inch spacing, making it easy to integrate into designs. Additionally, the hex output makes adding attachments a breeze. So type in Innovate right now that's your keyword and opportunity to win this as well. So we're going to be going into our snubs of the week. So snubs are teams that didn't make the top 25 or even the top 50. We'll be doing some top 50 shout-outs a little bit later, but these are teams that we all handpicked out that we felt really should be up in there, and we'll give some reasons why to this as well. But here's the reality. FRC top 25 when it first started. Justin, what was the first year of top 25?
Preseason 2012, I think.
Okay, so there's like triple the amount of teams from when this first started, right? There's always going to be teams that get left out. There's always areas that don't quite make it stuff, and that's why we added snubs, because we want to give some extra shout outs to teams that we feel deserve it. Is that going to be all the teams? Are there more teams that deserve shout outs? Absolutely. And you know what you can do? One, type in chat. Let us know what teams you have your eyes on as well, and then also don't forget to vote as well too. When you vote, that's a great way to let teams know that you are caring about them, that you are noticing them as well too. So let's hop in to our snubs, and we're going to start out with Ari, talk about their snub.
Yeah, so my snub of the week was 5199 Robot Dolphins from Outer Space. They were finalists at Orange County Regional. I really like the design of this robot. I think the tilting elevator archetype is going to be one of my favorites to look at all season. I love the manipulator that they have on that too. They are the most simple, complicated robot I've seen. They have the 9th highest EPA in California right now and the 28th worldwide, as California does. They kept in their alliance to finals from the 4 seed, so they are already out of this world in gameplay. They don't compete again until week 4 and week 6, so with more time, expect them to get pretty good. I'm very excited about where they're going to go this year.
All right, Ryan, who's yours?
Yeah, my snub of the week is 6147 Tonkabots, and many of you maybe remember them from their triple trap last year. Oh, yeah. They were one of the best trap robots in the world. They built tall. Nobody else built tall, and they did. And what I think is really cool is they capitalized on their success from 2024. They built a heck of a robot this year in 2025. They were the number 2 overall pick to the number. So they were the number 2 alliance that ended up winning the Lake Superior Regional, and they actually should have been scorched, arguably. They were one of the top robots at the event, and the number 1 alliance captain scorched the top 3. They didn't scorch Tonkabots, so they ended up going number 2 and kind of loaded up the number 2 alliance and ended up being very competitive in the playoffs. But Tonkabots are really hard to defend. They're just an efficient, good coral cycler. I didn't check EPA numbers on them, but I'm sure they're very, very high. And then also great deep climb as well. So I'm expecting big things from Tonkabots. I'm really glad they got qualified for the World Championship.
This is my favorite segment, by the way. I learned so much from you guys in the chat of teams that just somehow fly under the radar. I love learning about all these teams. My snub for the week is Team 341, Miss Daisy, one of my favorite teams of all time. They've actually won an event every year since 2020, so they got a really nice win streak going. If you haven't seen the robot, their ground intake, one of the few teams with ground intake, to their arm handoff is so fast and smooth. It is really an impressive engineering feat. They will win more events this season, and I'm excited to watch them every step of the way. So if you want to catch the robot live, you can catch him week 3 at Springside, or you can hop over to the Blue Alliance and check him out there. But really a great robot. Tyler, who'd you have?
Yeah, a team that I picked was from not the Michigan event I went to, but a different one. And this team really impressed me so far. And I really wanted to pick them because I think they're a relatively unknown team out there. And Michigan's a crowded space, right? So I want to give some recognition to 8608 Alphabots as well, too. This team is really starting to push through the sea of teams in Michigan. Winners at Battle Creek by over 50 points in every average per match. It wasn't even close at Battle Creek, by the way. This team absolutely dominated. Incredible 3+ consistent auto with an extending arm for off their elevators well too. This is a cool robot that just dominated. So, if you're playing against them in Mason week 4, this is a team you really need to get on your radar. Alphabots out there, a team that I think I've heard of before, but really haven't done too much research on in the past, and definitely a team that I think should deserve some great recognition out there. And I think deserving of being in the top 25. I would have them in a high 20 spot. I think they looked really good out there. So congrats Alphabots on their first win. I can't wait to see them continue on as well. So Ari, let's get into our top 15 teams.
Right, top 15, here we go. Bowling into our 15th spot out of Lapeer, Michigan and Lapeer High School, it's Strike Zone, Team 5460. With a perfect record of 17-0-0, they were the rank 1 winners of the FIM District Kettering 1 event this weekend. 5460's pivoting coral intake and low algae intake helped them excel at all aspects of the game, flawlessly transitioning from the reef scoring to net scoring. Despite not having a climber, they finished seeded first with a 4 ranking point lead over the next highest ranked team, with their 3 coral auto really helping to set them up to strike. 5460 competes next at week 4 in the Sailing District in what's shaping up to be a really competitive event. Coming into this top 25, I didn't think that we'd see teams without deep climbers on here. I for sure did not expect that. I think that's one of the most interesting strategy aspects we've seen in week 1 is that if you are in a district with a lot of deep climbers, you kind of don't need one to seed high. So that was very interesting watching their matches.
Yeah, I got a chance to watch 5460, and we even did a mic'd up match that you see here on screen as well too. So go check that out. Yeah, we talked to them, and they're going to be putting on a deep climb. They actually have a spot for it already on there, so it will be there by their next event, I would assume, for something like that. All the packaging was there for things, so. This team is just, I mean, think about that. They did so well without a deep climb. Once this team slaps a deep climber on, it's going to be absolutely incredible. And this team is just going to do so well. It's just weird, you know, to see them in 15th with no climb, and they could probably be better than what that is. And to me, a team with this team with a deep climb is a top 5 team overall. I can't wait to see that get put on and see how they continue to dominate their events.
Even without it, their teleop scoring is just so elite right now. I mean, super cycles, again, I think that's what this game is going to evolve into, and they are just so well built for it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's kind of funny. There's a theme of really, really great teams not being ready about a week before their event. And really great teams find a way to do it even in the last minute, right? They ignore the deep climb and they still come away with the event win. That's extremely impressive. All right, next up at 14, which is probably the lowest we're going to see them ranked all season. The Tide is coming in for 44-14 out of Ventura, California. High Tide starts off their season strong by going 16-1 at the Hueneme Port Regional and snagging the top seed. Alongside their partners 32-55, who we've already seen on this list, and 95-99, they would go on to win their first regional of the season. High Tide's reliable 2-piece plus algae removal auto is really well designed for week 1, where we see a lot of other teams struggle with trying to get 3+ piece autos to work. 44-14's ground intake makes them nearly impossible to defend and gives them a higher ceiling than a lot of robots without that feature. Watch out for High Tide at the Ventura County Regional next week, as also the Las Vegas Regional in week 5. They're going to be dialing in their robot for another chance at an Einstein run and follow up to their World Championship in 2023.
I was a little surprised to see him on 14th, to be honest with you. I mean, this team has so much recognition out there just on that alone. But I mean, great performance. But yeah, there's areas that can improve for sure. But this is a phenomenal team still and phenomenal robot this year.
Definitely. All right, moving on to 13, I've got Team 4946 from Bolton, Ontario, Canada, Humberview Secondary School, the Alpha Dogs, 17-0, undefeated winners of the Newmarket District event. Through all qualification matches, they showcased their prowess with that perfect record. Their autonomous routine featured an impressive combination of scoring as well as removing algae from the reef, setting the tone early on in the match. Their incredibly fast scoring and teleop kept them ahead of the competition in the playoffs. They led the number 1 alliance, selecting teams 5409 and 10015. 115. Tyler, how did we agree we were going to say it?
I think the typical way in FRC would be 2 digits, 1 digit, 2 digits.
So 10015.
10-0-15, maybe. I don't know.
We'll just call them bubbles. It's fine. As their partners, this alliance executed a strategic plan with the Alpha Dogs focusing on rapid scoring. The third member playing a little bit of defense, combining and leading to the event win. So congrats to the Alpha Dogs and their outstanding performance at Newmarket, and we look forward to seeing them week 4 at North Bay. Good luck to 49-46, the Alpha Dogs.
This is our first Canadian team that we had on here.
I think so.
Wow.
We had Chargers earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
Second
Thank you so
Canadian team.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I had an opportunity to interview Alpha Dogs at provincials last year, and this last year was really cool because they had like 2 robot configs, I remember, which was really neat for what they had, but definitely a lot of things that this team has going in the right direction for it. So overall, this is a great team. It's cool to see them have such a hot start here, and they're going to just keep going and doing great things. All right, let's move on to number 12. All right, number 12 is going to be from Windham, New Hampshire. I think that's a spoiler right there already. And Windham High School, second spoiler. Guess what? It's Windham Windup. 16-3-0, and we're the winners of the New England Granite State District event. Number 3 in OPR. This team, in my opinion, is criminally ranked too low already in the top 25 for things. This is such a good team. It's a little scary early on when they lost match 7 of the playoffs to a tie due to major fouls, which sent them down in the beginning. But overall, they just made quick work of the field. Great 3+ auto, designing a very solid boxy, almost kind of looking robot this season. I'm a big fan of their delivery mech, which is an arm that rotates forward just a bit to give them the perfect angle and to score very consistently. Their cycle times are quick, and seriously, one of these crazy teams needs to win in New England, or from New England needs to win a world championship. I mean, it's been Ari. How long was it since New England's won worlds?
It's like since 2010.
Yeah, I mean that's just
it's been a while.
So many good teams from New England in the last couple of years, but like this year, especially looking right off the gate, one of these have got to make it through and win all the way at championships. These teams are so good.
They built a
like
fridge, and fridges are known for. Sorry, Ari, go ahead.
We had like 18 teams on Einstein last year. Like, come on, we got to get there.
They built.
It won't be long.
Yeah, 3467 built a fridge, and fridges are known for winning Einstein. Just look at 1323. So
all right.
I like their odds. They've got the right archetype.
All right, let's go on to our next team in number 11.
Right, headed up to our 11th spot out of San Jose, California, and Leland High School, it's Team 604 Quicksilver. With a record of 15-2-0, they were the first pick and winners of the Pinnacles Regional. I love 604's robot this year. 604 has the most interesting L4 coral scoring mechanism I have seen yet this year. It is so fun to watch. They flip coral all the way around to secure a consistent angle on L4. They have a pass-through elevator and a ramp dropping climb. They play an excellent all-around game in their matches, going from L4 to L1 to the processor. We'll see Quicksilver next at the Contra Costa Regional in Week 5, where they're sure to give the powerhouse teams Citrus and Madtown a run for their money. Congrats, 604.
The differentiating
it's so wacky
factor.
Looking.
Yeah, I agree. The differentiating factor for me with 604 is their intaking. They're it just seemed, because there were a few robots that could have been Citrus's number 1 pick there. And I have to think that the big reason is they're just so quick in and out of the coral station. Being able to load and get in, get out, I have to think that was a differentiating factor.
I also think that they are doing a lot to get to L4, but the fact that they can consistently do it, like I think some of the coral shooter archetypes really, the fact that they don't adjust the angle that they take in order to get to L4 kind of kills them. And I think that the fact that they do all that is so worth it. So really great archetype. Looking forward to seeing more out of them.
Yeah, their mechanism breaks my brain a little bit. It's fun to watch. I got to see it in person sometime.
Absolutely.
All right. I think we're breaking into our top 10 here. So starting off our top 10, we have one of the most impactful teams in all of FRC. Coming from Eindhoven, Netherlands, we have team 4481, the Rembrandts. Most of you have probably already know what 4481's robot looks like and why they chose to design it that way, as their build blog is among the most popular on Chief Delphi and a frequently referenced guide for many teams. 4481 started off the season strong by ranking 5th at the Pinnacles Regional in California and getting selected 2nd overall to Team 581, Go Dogs. A run to the finals where they battled against a strong first alliance featuring 1678 and the aforementioned 604 ended the Rembrandts' chances of earning their first banner of the season. Thankfully, the judges recognized 4481's impressive outreach by awarding them the Engineering Inspiration Award. which will secure their spot at the FRC World Championship. We'll see 4481 next at the Ventura County Regional, where they're going to be looking to take home their first win of the season.
Yeah,
Rembrandt's definitely an inspiration for us. All season on 8085, we've been pulling a lot from them to try to improve our robot and where they're testing and where we can be testing, and it's been really great to follow along this robot's progress so far.
I think it has to be one of the most perfect examples of what the Engineering Inspiration Award should be. They're the perfect team for it.
We had Bjorn, from Rembrandt's on Roundup last night. And side note, just because it was really funny. So they were on their way driving the 971. So we had our first ever on the road guest before, which was quite an interesting experience. But it was really cool to hear all the insight coming in, how they approached the week 1 challenge, how Bjorn thinks that Rembrandts are going to be tackling it even past that. Of course, they're competing next week as well too, right? So you didn't have an opportunity to see that. Go back and watch that as well too. You get some great insight and also some good things in terms of how a line selection was and that sort of thing, which we haven't talked on this show, but we talked a bit last night on as well too. And overall, God, I love talking to this team every single time. Not only are all of them my height, which makes me feel included in any conversations I have, which is great. Ryan, you'd appreciate that, right? So, but with that said, just overall, I mean, this team is just, not only are they just awesome, they're so nice, they document so well, and they're inspiring to so many teams out there. I agree. Engineering Inspiration Award is something that this team is incredibly well deserved to get. And I just love seeing this team every year.
No doubt about it. All right, continue on in our top 10. And the 9th spot here, I've got Team 581 from San Jose, California. San Jose High School, it's the Blazing Bulldogs, 13-5 overall. And we're the finalists at the Pinnacles Regional. So throughout quals, they demonstrated exceptional skill and consistency, ranking 2nd among the 35 teams competing. In the playoffs, they captured the captain the number 2 alliance, selecting 4481, the Rembrandts, who we just sung the praises of, as well as 5924 as their partners. They executed brilliantly with Blazing Bulldogs focusing on rapid scoring. 4481 assisted them as well, with 5924 playing some selective defense. They did reach the finals, but ultimately came up just a little bit short. So the Blazing Bulldogs did pick up the Industrial Design Award. So congrats to them on a great start to their season at Pinnacles, and you can catch them next at the Silicon Valley Regional. So good luck to 581. So really all 3 of those teams there from 11, 10, and 9 were all at the same event. So definitely some great play. If you didn't get a chance to see any of the Pinnacles Regional on-demand videos on the Blue Lines after, something to go watch. Is
apparently everybody saw it. So.
Yeah, right. Good point.
It must have been the one of the week to watch, right? I mean, and it was. So many phenomenal teams with that as well too. That's why I was a little surprised for High Tide was ranked too, because I would have thought both California events would have gotten a bit more of that. But obviously Pinnacles was the one watched. But 581's been on such a huge rise the last couple of years as well too. So it's been great to see their continued success as well too. Congrats to them.
Go Dogs.
Let's move on to number 8. We're counting down on this list, and I got to give a shout out to a team from Dallas and Emerald J. Conrad High School. It's 3005, the Robochargers. Hey, I said it right. Look at that. So 3005 overall, back-to-back Texas DCMP winners. This team missed out on Einstein by going to 3 matches in division finals the last 2 seasons. It is time. This team needs to get on Einstein. They're among the elite in FRC. And right now, the way that they're looking going with this wicked fast linear horizontal extension, that's something straight out of an Aliens movie, by the way. Look it up if you don't know, because I feel like if I say alien, like I'm half the population doesn't know what I'm talking about now. So, but with that said, I mean, this robot just looks so cool. I love it. And this team should definitely be on Einstein. They opted for an LG ground intake that's able to shoot a few feet, but I didn't see a Coral ground intake and talking to them right now. They don't have a plan to do that. They do have a plan to do some tweaks and allow them to get to L4 even faster as a couple weeks until they compete in Fort Worth in week 4. The team with 148 and 8732 did get the world record of 222 points unpenalized. So overall, this team is an instant lock, in my opinion, in any event that they go to. 3005 looks so great. I have some personal friends on that team, and it's so cool to see them continue to have the success. And guys, you know I'm rooting for you for an Einstein appearance as well. So good luck to 3005.
I hate their
3005
L4.
is so good this year.
They are incredible. Although I hate their L4, and I think they do too. And I know they're going to be changing it for their next event or modifying, tweaking, whatever you call it. But
Yeah.
The fact that it works as well as it does is incredible. Incredible software going into it. They shoot out, they go up, and they like do a little wheelie when they actually score L4. It's odd if you look at it in slow motion, but incredible that 62.4 EPA. They're a team that is not close to their ceiling.
Not at all. And I think the reason that we notice the fact that they go to L4 and they back out and do all that is that for a week 1 team, 3005 is so incredibly efficient at playing this field. They look practiced. They look like they know what they're doing on this. And I think that really makes them stand out this year. They're not close to their ceiling. They do have some things that they can improve, but the fact that they're playing the game at this high of a level already just indicates that they're going to be great this year, and I'm excited for it.
They are really close to their shop ceiling, though. Watch them try to score in the bar. Just pretty funny.
Yeah, they definitely went through it at one point. I really love that they have the one ceiling tile removed in their review video.
I just want to give them a special shout out too. We were really hurting for Kraken motors there for a while, and the Robochargers hooked us up pretty good. So thanks to them for that, for sure.
All right, we're going to continue on our Robo teams from Texas trend. Following Robochargers, we've got the Robo Wranglers, the original and sustaining team 148. Rank 1 and winners of the First in Texas Waco District, 148 had a stellar first showing as they wrangled their robot into form. With a record of 16-1-0, 148 has a pass-through elevator and reliable coral and algae manipulators. Their 2 coral, 1 algae auto allows them to set up for their strategy early in the match, finding their stride early. I really like their alignment mechanism on their coral shooter. They find a way to get positive engagement with the reef despite having a shooter, and that's something that I've seen teams struggle with, even at like the mid and higher to mid levels, is that they miss coral a lot. It is very hard to align with reef pipes this year. They're so tiny, and the coral is also so tiny, and the fact that they have that little tongue thing there that helps them align really indicates that they have thought about this challenge and they have risen to meet it too. 148 competes next at the First in Texas Plano event this week, where we'll see their experience in week 1 pay off. Good luck, 148.
Another team maybe like the Robochargers who aren't maybe in love with the robot, especially on the L4 side, and are definitely considering some changes. But man, it's hard to hard to shake a stick at the 7th spot here.
Yeah, I feel like they have some work to do with where their robot is. Definitely can see them improving some of the things about their way their gameplay and their robot works. But they can do it.
Agreed. And all these things are incredibly nitpicky, and we're in week 1, right? These teams are going to be lights. It's early, but a lot of teams can't even drive, right? So, all right. Next up at number 6, coming from Mount Lake Terrace, Washington, is team 1778. Chill out. There's really nothing chill about this robot, with 1778 going 16-1 and running away with the PNW Glacier Peak District event, alongside their alliance partners 2046 and 3826. 1778 focuses on coral only, while only interacting with the algae when they circle the reef and quickly remove it all at the beginning of the match. 1778 features a centering coral ground intake that hands off to a lightweight arm that scores levels 2 through 4 that I watched. Their intake scores directly on level 1, which makes them much better at level 1 than many other top teams. We'll see 1778 next in the week 3 at the Bonnie Lake District event, where I doubt they'll chill out on their pursuit for their 2nd win of the season. Now, that L1 dedicated intake, I want to point out, is going to be a big factor later in the season. They're going to be massively benefited from that. I believe we also saw a similar thing from 125 in their reveal video. It's going to give them a huge advantage when L1 starts to become the differentiating factor.
Absolutely. There are so many teams on this list that cannot do L1. I know like Wyndham and another few New England teams that we've talked about like just are ignoring it in favor of going and doing the opponent's processor. And the fact that 1778 has this really differentiates them, and this is the reason why they have the #1 EPA in teleop right now. I love this robot.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see them on. I think last year was the first year we really even started talking about chill out, right? And this robot is so cool. We actually just released a behind the bumpers on this a couple hours ago if you're watching live on this. So go check them out where you can get a much more in-depth look of how this robot is all put together as well too. I love the looks of this robot overall. The motion that this robot does is so cool. And can I just say, I'm so happy this year that we're starting to see a bit more design differentiation on things compared to the last couple of years, at least. And this robot is definitely one of those that brings it. And I absolutely love it. Their handoff is really cool and really slick. Overall, a great machine.
No doubt about it.
All right, so let's go ahead and draw for our giveaway. If you remember that, we had that from our friends at Andy Mark for those programmable servo. So if you do win this, please go to funroboticsnetwork.com. There is a link on our website for you to claim a giveaway. That's what you need to do in order to go there. So once again, it was Innovate for that. The winner of that is going to be maybe. There we go. Mentai Wolf Games. Congratulations to you, Mentai Wolf Games. Please go to funroboticsnetwork.com. I can't say that enough because I still get people who are like, where should I go? Funroboticsnetwork.com. Click the link on the bottom of the page, and that's how you win for that as well. We're going to start another giveaway too in just a moment. So stay tuned to that. We do have clips of the week coming up as well too. So a lot of great stuff. And of course, our top 5 they're on here as well. But let's go ahead and thank our friends at Kettering University for their continued support of Fun. Sincerely, Kettering has been with us for a long time now. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to make the content that we're doing right now. So thank you so much for Kettering. If you saw Kettering 1 and they have Kettering 2 coming up, a great facility that really fosters some of the best that FIRST has to offer. Matter of fact, so many people from FIRST go to Kettering University, tons of alumni there, and every student at Kettering experiences their cutting edge co-op programs that seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds. Now, this isn't an internship, by the way. It's a fully immersive working experience where you get placed with a leading edge company in the leading edge of industry, and you can make some real money as well, too. So head on over to kettering.edu/FIRST. Their scholarships are open, I think, just for a little bit longer if you're interested in applying for that for up to $5,000 a year. And you can learn more about their incredible program and to get some more information of what they have going on over at Kettering. Thanks again to Kettering for all their continued support. Once again, we really do appreciate it. Let's go ahead and start our second giveaway of the night from our friends at the Thrifty Bot. It's for a $25 Thrifty Bot gift card. So thrifty, 2 words, so thrifty. Type that in chat right now. That's your opportunity to win. It's a $25 Thrifty Bot gift card. And thanks again to Thrifty Bot. We do have tons of giveaways this season. Each of our live shows on Mondays and Tuesdays. So we'll round up on Mondays, FRC Top 25. On Tuesdays, we'll have 2 giveaways per show because we have some suppliers step up. So thank you to those suppliers who are stepping up and providing these giveaways. It's awesome that you all can get that. So thrifty in chat. So before we get to our top 5 and our top 50 shout outs, we're going to take a look at our clips of the week. This is something we like to premiere here on FRC Top 25. This will release on YouTube shortly as well, too. So go ahead and take a look at that. But this is all submitted from you into our Discord at discord.gg/funroboticsnetwork. We take those clips, put them together, take as many as we can at least, and put them together. So let's take a look at week 1 clips. Enjoy.
Oh, Jake, take it out. Take it out. Take it out. Take it out. Yes. Yeah.
Scoring some, going back for seconds here with the core. Oh, barely missing, a little wobbly. Oh, they're doing a kickflip on the reef.
44 seconds to go. Near miss there from Vassar. Fowler just taking care of all the scoring. 122 to 21 so far. Forever not to
in the air. Citrus circuit still not clicked in. There comes the climb as the buzzer expires.
Come down to who can get onto deep cages. 1, 2, possibly 3 robots for red, 3 robots for blue.
Here, over on the blue side of the field.
We've got Robot flying around.
Are going to try to score in the reef on level 3. Oh, we got 17.
And Terry tries to score high. We've got a tip. Watch it out on the side of the field. 57-42. A new event high score with 156 points in fouls.
Algae and they do. 1188. They're looking for level 4 and they score. We've got a shoving, pulling match going on here as one red robot.
We've got about 40 seconds left.
One seed. Okay, will they be able to get out of the situation? Chargers trying to move the algae. They're good to go.
Above the surface from deep down below. And they dropped that algae. They've harvested that algae and put it.
שלהם. הווייטים ממשיכים עם אסטרטגיה מעניינת לשקר את העל.
Cause traffic jams, and we've seen robots get toppled by these simple algae. 85-21 playing hard defense on 973. That's the Gray Bots once again. Under turn.
And once again, you can submit the clips of the week on our Discord. So thank you to everybody who did submit for that. And that will be out on YouTube, I think, right now. So if you want to see it, go take a look at it. And thanks again to all the teams. And we hope you had a great week 1 experience as well, too. So before we get into our top 5, we're going to take a look first off at our top 50 teams that were on there. So we always mention top 25. Well, we give you a little bonus as well, too, with that. So these are your top 50 teams. We'll be posting them on our Discord and on Cheat Delphi later as well, too. But each one of us selected a team to give a shout out to. So we're going to go around the horn here, starting with Justin. Justin, who do you want to give a shout out to this week for your top 26 through 50?
I'm going to show some love to the North Carolina district and talk about Link 94-96. They were undefeated at their event, going 17-0. Their lack of a climb, like we talked about a little bit earlier, didn't hurt them. They hammered Coral all match long. Their robot is really, really simple, well-driven, and so consistent, which is the key in this game. So a great win for the second-year team, and we talked about it a lot last year. They continue their unbeaten streak. They have won every event they have gone to in their short history. Not champs, but every North Carolina district event and district champs they've gone to, they've won. So 5 events, 5 wins. Look out 2056.
Nice. Sorry. Mine is going to be a team that has had great success, but they had a little bit of regression last year, and I'm really glad to see them starting to do a bit better and really create a great robot that has a lot of potential too. And that's going to be our friends at 1619 Upper Creek Robotics in here. Very impressive comeback so far. They look to take the win as the number 4 Alliance captain, which if I remember correctly, had a bit of a wonky Alliance selection for it, but they lost in the 2 finals matches that were really tough. They swept straight through and then just lost the 2 finals matches on there. But I love Upper Creek Robotics. They make some of the best reveal videos also, but great robots too. I think this robot is a little bit of a departure from what I expected in 1619 sometimes. I always think 1619 is this big, thick metal, boxy type robot that comes with. And this, I think, brings a little more elegance to what they've had in the past as well too. They could work on their stability a little bit. Don't get me wrong for things, but they have so much potential with this, and I can't wait to see how this team continues to do. So congrats, 1619. Can't wait to see you at your next event.
My shout out of the week goes to 8033 Highlander Robotics. I love them. They came out of the gate wicked strong at Orange County Regional. They were the first pick of Alliance 1, and unfortunately their Alliance ran into some issues in playoffs, but they absolutely dominate when they get going. They don't compete again until week 4, so they have some time now to tune some of the finer details and to keep Coral out of their robot, which would be great. But overall, really, really strong robot from them, and I'm excited. They've really been such a contender in California these last few years, and seeing them really hit these high levels of play that they have to in order to compete in California has been really cool to see.
Yeah, for me, my shout out is Team 2847, the Megahertz, and they were the highest EPA team to not make the top 25. I'd like to throw that out there. Competing at the Lake Superior Regional, they may have gone a little bit under the radar, but this team is legitimate. They can play the entire game, incredible deep climb, and really, I mean, they're a number you haven't heard before, but you really should hear about them. They're going to be one of the top teams in Minnesota this year. They're gonna go far. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm also gonna mention 3100, best algae robot in the world. You can see them in this video as well. Lake Superior had incredible strategy, and I would say for anybody who is looking for the strategy involved at higher levels of play, the playoffs of Lake Superior gave you a little bit of a taste of that. There was really good algae play. The coral from both alliances was awesome. Alliance 4 was incredibly weirdly constructed. They 1619 was the fourth captain. They took an algae robot as their first overall pick, and they actually took their coral robot in the second round. So it was some weird stuff going on in Lake Superior, but ultimately the finals ended at like 185 to 175. It was incredibly high levels of play.
I just want to say a well-deserved shout out to 3100. I still cannot believe more teams did not build that robot. But kudos to them for doing it and doing it so well. It's an awesome robot.
All right, Justin, let's get into our top 5 teams as we count down up to number 1.
All right, I've got Team 118 from Houston, Texas, Clear Creek Independent School District. It's the Robotics, 17-0 undefeated winners of the Fit District Tomball event. So building upon the remarkable 2024 season where they secured an unprecedented 8 blue banners, the Robotics have carried their momentum into 2025. Throughout the quals matches, they demonstrated exceptional performance, earning the number 1 rank at the event. A standout feature of the 2025 robot is their efficient ground system, ground pickup for coral. It's really effective, very fast, very confident. In the playoffs, they led the number 1 alliance along with Valor and 5417 as their partners. They executed well, rapid scoring all over the place, and ultimately led to the district event win. So congrats to the Robotics on their outstanding performance this week, and you can catch them again at the channel view event. So good luck to Team 118, the Robotics.
Yeah, Robotics continuing their success for that. I really hope I get to see. I didn't really get a chance to watch them play this past weekend, so I'm really looking forward to seeing them play. Did Ari or Ryan, did you get a chance to watch them play at all?
I watched a little bit, and my biggest comment in general about 118 is how do they play so much and not get tired? How does their robot not get tired? How do their mentors not get tired?
How do their kids not fail all their classes?
Right. I'm sure they've
got 2 teams now, so all 91 kids on 2 teams.
Yeah. Oh,
crazy stuff from them.
I want to give you just reminded me of 2 teams. I want to give a real quick shout out to the Team Appreciate teams. I was talking to Norm, the coach of that, and their alpha team. I don't know if anybody saw. They were like they ran an every bot, like a modified one, but they actually have 2 like separate teams that are competing. So one half of that alpha team is competing this week, and another half is competing a different week. I thought that was a very interesting structure. You mentioned 2 teams on 118, and I'm just thinking about like it's crazy how these teams continue to build, and then how are they going to make sure that all their students stay engaged, which is a really tough thing to do, right? We all know that on things. So it's really cool to see, 118 is branched off with their second team. I think that's awesome. And we see more and more teams. I think there's a CD thread about like sibling teams, things like that as well too. And it's always cool to see just how those dynamics work and how teams can make it and continually make it work as well too. It's so tough to do. Let's go on to number 4. Coming back into Israel. Apparently, I have all the Israeli teams, or most of them at least. It's going to be 56-14 Team Sycamore from Tel Aviv, Israel, 29-7-0. Man, this team is so good. This is so cool to see. This is what I was talking about earlier, where this is a team that you're like, where the heck this team come from on here? They've always been known for impact. They, won the impact. They were the impact finalists last year at championships as well too. But their robot in REEFSCAPE here is absolutely sick. Extremely fast L4 score, very consistent 3-piece auto. It's really hard to find much fault with this team. Interesting climber strat as the cage goes into the middle of their robot as well too. So, from a timing wise, as we look at super deep runs, is that maybe that little bit extra time going to make a difference? Time will tell on that as well too. But to me, the main area I'd want to see a little bit of improvement from is the speed of their cycles, especially their Coral Station acquisition. Their lead times have been, in my opinion, for a robot of that caliber, a little slow, but I'm really nitpicking here. This team overall absolutely cooks and has been doing so well. This is their first Robot Blue banner, by the way, which is crazy to think of as well too, with all the impact banners that they've had on there. So you can expect many more Robot Blue banners in their future as well too. Sycamore, good luck at the your next event, and then actually no, they won 2, so they're going to be at Israeli DCMP, and then of course I would expect World Champion. I think they pretty much have already qualified in terms of points to make the World Championship, so we hope they'll be there as well too. I'm sure they will be. Also won an Impact Award at their event as well. So Sycamore, kudos to you, phenomenal robot this year.
14 teleop cycles isn't good enough for you, Tyler?
Now I said nitpicking little improvements, so I'm talking let's go elite tier right here, and I think they're really on the cusp of that.
They're right there. I just want to point out they had 3 blue banners and an EI win before any regional even started.
The perfect district season before any other district even started.
Unreal.
Right. All right, let's go up to number 3.
We're going to head up north for our number 3 spot. Out of Bucksport, Maine and Bucksport High School, it's the Bucks Wrath. 6329 has become a mainstay powerhouse of New England with an impressive record of 16-1-0. They were the first seed and winners of the Southern Maine District event. 6329 wowed us all in premiere night with their pass-through elevator and careful placements, and their wheeled climber that everyone said, oh wow, we thought of that but didn't build that. All of those attributes would come together on the field this weekend in a force to be reckoned with. Their 3.5 L4 auto combined with their ability to consistently climb and remove algae from the reef only added to their top-notch coral scoring. 6329 competes next in week 3 for the first time with both districts in their home state of Maine, and you can expect them to only improve from here. Good luck at Pine Tree, 6329.
We were talking a little bit about teams who wait a little bit. They're not finished a week before their event, let's say, and that's true for a lot of top teams this year. Well, I had a sneak preview of 6329 from the first week in February, and they were doing 17 cycles.
That's
and I was like,
them,
I felt very insecure about my own team's performance at that stage, and it makes me feel better that they're one of the best teams in the world. They're incredible and extremely fun to watch.
They are one of the few elite teams that is always going to release a reveal video like earlier than almost anybody else. It's kind of crazy just to see their progress and how quick they get everything together. And man, this team is so good.
Yeah, I think hearing from them last year that they finished week 2, it does not surprise me that they were finished in early February, even with the game being as tough as it is. I'm so excited for this robot.
Refined. They were refined in the first week. They had a 2.5 piece, nearly a 3-piece auto in the first week of February. It was insane. So, all right, really none of these teams in the top 5 need any introduction, but this next team at number 2, they really don't need an introduction. Their Einstein streak is older than most FLL students. Their robot and cultural impact is just sublime. Coming in at number 2, we have 1678, the Citrus Circuits from Davis, California. Citrus features the fastest elevator in FRC so far this season, with an outrageous amount of optimization leading to an incredible cycling machine. 1678 has a ground intake that makes them impossible to defend while cycling everywhere on the field quickly and efficiently. Citrus faced some tough qualification matchups where they actually racked up 3 losses, but that didn't prevent them from taking the number 1 seed at the Pinnacles Regional and sweeping their way through the playoffs. There's absolutely nothing to suggest that the streak is in any danger this season, as 1678 has done it again. We'll get to see them perform again 2 more times in weeks 3 and 5 before they compete in the World Championship later this season.
Anybody like take a moment to say anything about Citrus?
It's already been said.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, a lot of people will be like, you know, do you have more to add? It's like this team has everything out there already. It's like, you know, you see,
Like
see
it's
them and
Citrus.
see,
Like what else are you gonna say?
Yeah.
I'll add one more thing.
They're gonna win Einstein again. You know, yeah.
I'll add one more thing though on the cultural side of things. They are an up and coming championship impact award team. They are one of the most inspirational teams out there. And I hope that they break through and do some stuff at the World Championship on the impact side this year.
Yeah, definitely a matter of when, not if, for their Hall of Fame prospects. They're an incredible team, robot side and culture side.
Also, I do have to ask, it's crazy. Fish 784 said, happy that Citrus got a partnership with the Sacramento Kings. I'd love to hear more about it. I don't know if any of you know anything about that. I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, I do a little bit. They built was it their 2024 robot? They did an insane demo for the Kings, and then the Kings followed up with a really cool sponsorship.
Oh, that's badass. Congrats.
Yeah. God, I wish that were me, you know.
Definitely a cool thing. All right. Should we anything else we need to do before we reveal the number one team for this week?
Should be
Let's
good.
do it.
All right. In the number one spot for the FRC Top 25 for week 1, it is Team 1690 Orbit, 16-1 overall, and with the winners, the ISR District Event number 1. So as the defending world champs, Orbit continues to showcase their innovative engineering prowess. Their 2025 robot Whisper features a unique suction cup end effector, enabling efficient ground pickup of coral. Efficient handoff from the coral ground pickup of game pieces. The design also allows them to score algae into the net directly from removing it to the reef. And Ari, before I continue, is that what you mean by super cycles? You've said it a few times. I just want to be clear about what a super cycle
Ryan
is.
started it, yeah. They when they take the algae from the reef and they go to the barge and they pop it in just like they did in the video, just there.
Gotcha. Perfect timing. Yeah. So Orbit, probably the best team in the world right now at that, or certainly up there with that unique suction cup mechanism. So at ISR number 1, as we all saw, 16-1 overall, secured the number 2 rank, and were selected by Alliance Captain 5614 and also selected 5928. The Alliance executed beautifully and went on to win the district event, as well as setting at the time, the world record high score of over 200 points. So congrats to Orbit on their outstanding performance at this week, and then you can catch them again at ISR District Event number 3. So good luck and congrats to 1690 Orbit.
You know, we've talked about teams not being at their ceiling yet, and I think Orbit actually pretty much is there. I don't know what more they can do to get more efficient. They have a 4.5 piece. I think they're going to have a 5. They actually have time for a 5 piece, believe it or not, depending on if they get the coral to roll correctly. But they're basically at an Einstein level right now, and I'm not really sure what they do to improve other than just, you know, a little bit more consistency. They had a few breakdowns, they had a few things go awry basically, but in terms of their peak performance, I think they're at the Einstein level already.
I think they need to do a little bit more tuning with their how their suction works with their algae mechanism. I've seen them miss or drop it a few times. I think that's just tuning in how the suction works with a variety of different algae that we've seen at the competition. I think they can improve though, which is honestly scarier.
So legit question. Did anybody think that we would see an elite robot using suction for a game piece this year?
Everybody thought about it. Nobody did it except them. And it makes me mad. It's like, oh, you can just use
we all said 971 was going to do it. We haven't seen them yet.
All right. Fair. But, wow. I mean, awesome week, everybody. And thank you so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and draw for the giveaway from our friends at the Thrifty Bot for that gift card as well, too. Make sure you go to thriftybot.com to spend that gift card. You're going to get an email for that. So all we need is your email. So when you do win, or if you do win, please go to thunderboxnetwork.com and click on the button near the bottom of our page. And the winner of that is going to be Martin Lacina. Congratulations, Martin. Make sure you go to funroboticsnetwork.com to claim that gift card giveaway. By the way, we're giving everybody about 2 days to claim giveaways. If we don't, we're just going to re-give it away on our Discord because we don't want to make vendors wait and stuff. So please get your stuff in. It's very easy. Click a button and just type in your email. So I know you'll do it, Martin. I got faith in you. Hey, congratulations to all the teams that appeared on the top 25. You can catch this archived at youtube.com / Fun Robotics Network. And of course, all the content that we have coming out as well too. Typical show schedule real quick. Mondays, FRC Roundup, which is our roundtable talk show with a weekly guest. Tuesdays here, FRC Top 25. And then on Wednesdays, we have FRC Forecast that will premiere on YouTube, typically around 5 p.m. Eastern or so. And that is providing 100% accurate predictions at all the future events that we have. I'm sure they're 100. I didn't look back. I think we were 100% last week. So, but with that said, let's have a lot of fun this year, everybody. This is an awesome game. We can't wait to see what robot creations that you bring as well too. And we really appreciate everything going to it. Thank you to everybody, by the way, in chat. We appreciate all the subscribers coming in. And thanks to those who choose to join through YouTube join as well too as a supporter and member. Did you know that actually you can watch the majority of our content ad-free now, completely ad-free, no YouTube ads, no sponsored ads or anything like that when you become a YouTube member and help support Fun that way as well too. So we look forward to a great season. Real quick roundtable around the horn. Week 2 events coming up. Is anybody going to either be an event or what event are you watching? Ari, let's start with you.
I will remotely be at Waterbury this weekend. My team's competing. I won't be there, but I will be completely locked into that event. So excited for it.
How about you, Ryan?
Yeah, for me, I'll be tuning into the Great Northern Regional. I know they're I've got a lot of friends competing up there, so I'm excited to see how that plays out. But I'm also going to be paying attention to a lot of different events, looking for strategies I haven't seen before, picking out certain robots I like to watch. I mean, I'll be bouncing around quite a bit.
Justin, you're up in Quebec.
Yeah, we're excited. We leave for Montreal tomorrow with our robot. We just dropped our reveal video if anybody wants to go check it out, but we're super excited. Montreal has been one of our, really targeted destinations to attend an event, and we're very excited to see a robot in action, put on the field, but enjoy the city of Montreal as well.
I'm going to be watching an event that I wouldn't think would be stacked on paper, but holy crap, the Arkansas Regional this week is absolutely nuts with some of the teams. 16, 118, 179, 323, 2481 going into 4499, 4500. The list goes on and on with an event that only has 30 teams, by the way, which I think is absolutely nuts for what this is. So I can't wait to see that. Hey, everybody, good luck to all of you. Don't forget that FRC Top 25 polls will open on Sunday afternoon by 5 p.m. Eastern. You can access those by going to funroboticsnetwork.com and clicking the link, or catch us on Cheat Delphi or at our Discord at discord.gg/Fun Robotics Network. With that said, good luck to everybody in week 2 and beyond. We can't wait to see your robot creations. We can't wait to see you back here on the FRC Top 25. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay up to date on future fun videos. Build your alliance with so many other FIRST alumni who go to Kettering University. Every student at Kettering experiences their cutting-edge co-op programs that seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds. Kettering co-ops are a fully immersive working experience at the leading edge of industry. Head on over to kettering.edu/first to learn more about their incredible programs and to get more information. AndyMark provides superior service with the reliability that teams expect. Check out their sport gearbox and ratchet sport options to their tried and true compliant wheels used by teams all over the world. From mechanical and electrical products to tools and hardware, head on over to andymark.com for your one-stop shop of high quality and affordable solutions.